Okay, welcome back, everyone. This is Shrimp of the House Vacation, the Man Alone segment, part two, page 20. Um, the end of this one is kind of going through, I'm sort of struggling with the end of this one, let's put it that way. Because it's kind of, I'm sort of set where I'm ready to wrap this up and bring it to the end, but I'm honestly, like, it's come too many pages away from the 24th page in this piece. So it kind of, it's, I'm sitting here needing something, like one more event, if you will. And I'm not really sure anything kind of works here. That's what's struggling me. I had an interesting idea of having Simon turn the tables on Alex. I kind of wasn't initially going with it with this story, and I thought about it, and I changed my mind, and I started working on it, and I wasn't feeling it in this story. Plus, it felt like it needed more space, and I'm not really. It's at this point I'm not really interested in stretching this one out to three parts. We're gonna have to do layers because we've got the hair is causing me problems. So we're gonna do a second layer without the hair. B, 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 B. Do that one. Wasn't feeling it. Plus, like I said, it was genius. Kind of felt like going that route. This should have gone. It would have taken this to a third part. And like I said, I'm not really interested in going to a third part. I feel like it's not really going to add anything to the story. Um, it's at this point, it's a short piece. It's found its footing as a short piece, as a quick piece, as just a bam, 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 stuff happens kind of thing. Okay, so the hair is, let's make this bigger, and I gotta change my brush. Come on, there we go. Which is right up there, and that gets rid of the mark. Then we will go File, Export as, drop the letter. So it's the other thing is like, what do I do? So I've been struggling with what to do to get this like 3 or 4 more pages after this. And the other possibility is I can always insert something earlier in the story, but I'm not even sure about that. it's I just kind of like boxed myself into a position here. I've just been kind of like procrastinating for a day or two, trying to get a grasp on how to do this. And I think what's made it worse good. And I'm pretty sure genius is spelled wrong. I will worry about that later. Actually, I know it is. There we go. What's worse is I always thought these were going to be two different stories under under one book, one volume, one label, whatever. Because I didn't think I could integrate these two into one story. You know, a few pages with Alex, then a few pages with the family, then a few more pages with Alex, that sort of thing. And I think probably halfway through this one, the idea of doing that has crept in and is starting to take over. So I'm still not sold on it, but my mind is heading that way. And I think that's actually hurting kind of my ability to iron these last 6 to 8 pages out. Because if I sell myself on the idea that I can integrate these two into one story instead of two separate stories, then I could theoretically wrap this up sooner instead of making it a 48 page piece. I could get away with doing 18 pages because I'm just, and then use the other part to sort of make these even parts. Take and merge down. I.e. instead of Alex's story being 48 pages and the family story being 96. That's, this one could in theory be 18. And then the other story could be, what, like 102? That is trying to do math while doing this. But actually, let's just collapse all. And where's the remote? I better put it in this room. Before I get like total coverage and find out that it's not in any of the actual scenes. Oh my god. Speaking of things that need correcting, I think what I'm going to do is put it on the bed in like a what the hell's it doing on the bed kind of thing. Maybe not that far on the bed. Okay, so I gotta correct this too. For some reason, the textures on this object over here on the turret are never right, and I can correct them and save the file, but for some reason it always reverts. I think you. And then I just gotta figure, okay, it's weapons. Okay, weapon one. Okay, so yeah, it keeps pointing to it. So let's see, it's runtime textures. Okay, why didn't that? Oh, okay, I guess. Not sure why. And what is this one supposed to be? Oh, oh well. So for some reason it'll never save that. Every time I reload this, it's going to revert to the old directory, to the old directory, and point to the same bad file. So got that corrected. Got the remote in. And the question is going to be, what do I have him breaking here? Or he doesn't even have to break something as much as make a mess. Actually, let's have her come in first. But I definitely want this going to a full 2 parts, 48 pages. But I still think there's the possibility of integrating these into one story. And I might explore it when I start writing in the woods. Because it would. I feel like there should be some sort of a final scene where the family comes home and there's some like, wow, things look different. Did you clean the place while we were gone? Something like that. You're just now realizing that. Says new layer. So it's large. Like I think, unlike with Recall and Sister-in-Law, it doesn't seem like. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's it is. I'm not recording as much as I did in those two stories. And it's largely because I just don't have that much to say right now. Scale image 34. Whoops, cancel. Oh no, I don't want to scale image, I want layer. I think there's been more than once where I've started recording and then just kind of give up halfway through because I don't really have anything to keep it going for the full page. Okay, hold on. Something isn't right here. Yeah, okay, that's what it was. Undo. The picture was too low on the page, and I would have had to have corrected it. Layer to image size. We've got to do that again. It was like the last one I tried to record. I wanted to show you how I was going to split up the bed to make it look to sort of break it, because most of these props are like solid objects. So in order to get like the bed breaking effect, I have to actually physically split the model. I have to take it into a modeling program and separate out the pieces I want to break from it. And I kind of wanted to show you guys that. And I end up recording. I get about halfway through and realize that the bed breaking wasn't going to be until the next page. um, okay, I guess that's good. So it was without that to show. So as an example, without that to show you guys and talk about, it's just the video kind of died after that realization. So I deleted that one. Save. What do we want to do? Twist. Let's put her over here. Once I get the angle I want on Alex, I'm going to end up having them in the background. But, what I can foresee happening is I position her, set the camera angle up I want on Alex, and she'll end up disappearing behind him, and I'll lose what I was going for. I'm just going to delete these and then Control D to take him to the floor. So it's like on the stuff I model myself, the props I model myself, you know, um, I've got really no one way of setting about it. Sometimes I'll try and make them one solid piece. Sometimes I'll render in pieces and let them kind of merge together when you go to export the model. I want and it's even if I render model the pieces, there's no standardization to how I do it. So well, here's eyes. Let me go off camera and I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about for a minute. So if I take the bed, this bed for example, on each of these boards is basically an altered rectangular prism, and the ends of these slats go inside the posts. Um, I think this is probably more so to recent modeling practices, but it's usually to cut down on the number of polygons in a scene. I'll delete all the polygons on the ends of these slats, these boards. Anything that's 100% inside another piece, like these posts, for example, gets deleted. So if I want to come in and decide to break this bed, I can send this over to the program. I can send this over to Hexagon modeling program I primarily use. And I can basically separate these slats from the rest of the bed, for example, but because I didn't model the ends, you're going to see holes at the ends of the boards where there should be a flat piece. Um, I can go ahead and add it, but I'll end up basically erasing the UV map that basically assigns the texture to the blank model. Um, I think if I want to say it was the Iron Brotherhood, Rusty and Elliot was where Elliot I think where they imagined a fight between the two boys, and one of them gets thrown onto a table and it gets broke, and that's sort of an earlier an earlier uh, sort of practice where I didn't delete those unseen polygons, so I was able to break that prop up without problems. 65. Let's see. She's funny. Learn a thing from. Oops. She's funny. You could learn from. Actually, let's simplify this. You could learn from her sense of humor. Yeah, that's better. Let's bring in the picture before I go. 33. I could have him break the dresser, but then I'd have to figure out. I'd have to make a mess of clothing, and I don't really have clothing in the dresser. And unruly clothing is usually a problem anyway. There we go. So what I'm thinking as of now is to have him lean on the desk and basically just knock it over. I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think I can break the desk if I want. But even so, there's enough stuff on the desk to make a mess and make the scene get what I want without breaking the desk. I'd love to have him break some of the toys, but I can't exactly. They're not really breakable, so to speak. Okay. What I could do with the toys is cheat it big time. Whoops. You see Simon's foot like hovering over something, then you cut to Alex, then you cut to get a reaction shot from Alex as you throw a crunch thing over it, and then you cut to his back to Simon's expression, and you never show the crushed. You never actually show the crushed toy, and you make sure like all future camera angles avoid looking in that direction. Um, 0. Let's bring him into the room. 0. Favorites. I think what I've got to do, I think I've got to find some of these rooms and turn off the furniture because I think I've got too much visible and it's slowing us down. I can feel it. Um, Problem is I get too many doors open, so I can't exactly turn off the bedroom without eventually seeing that there's no furniture in the bedroom. But I think the kitchen can come off because I won't have I think there's no angle from the bedroom from this bedroom that will show the kitchen. So I think I'm safe turning the kitchen off. And I am having a problem trying to figure out what this scene is going to look like because he's frankly too big to lean on the desk. So how do you stage this and make it look like a casual? Actually, you know what? Hold on. I mean, there's two ways I can go about it. Either he leans on the desk like I was trying to do there, or you have him kind of sort of a sitting lean. If he's like gonna sit on it. I kind of didn't want to do that, but I think that's. Let's just delete this hand. Let's grab the hand. See, this is an example of where I'm not. It's like I've kind of decided that the disaster is going to involve this desk, and yet I'm still not. I'm still trying to figure it out. Do I break the desk? Do I just knock it over? And I could go either way. Okay, I'm already on the head. I got to use this one. Oops. Put there on that bed. Save. I'm almost wondering now if like the in the woods portion is going to have the same challenges as this one, where it's basically the same thing. The characters are just bouncing from one mishap to another. So I'm kind of hoping once I get into that one, I don't run into the same situation here where it gets greatly condensed and you end up with a story that's shorter than you wanted. I think because that one's going to sort of involve more danger, more drama, more than this one, where this one is just kind of being silly. Yeah, he's breaking everything, but there's something sort of funny about this. I think that kind of helps this get glossed, gets kind of condensed and shortened and sped up. So I think within the woods, I can kind of drag out the scenario, the individual scenarios and situations. And this is looking, nope. I think this is an idea where I think this is, oops, I gotta write that down first. For some reason, nope, I guess not. I think it's just my eyes playing tricks on me. Stop stalling and get the remote. It's over there on the bed, Simon. Don't lean on that. He's been quiet for a while, so let's give him a. And I think too, I think what could potentially sort of subconsciously drive me to speed that one up and shorten it is that some of the items I've picked up recently specifically for that piece, and I'm going to be vague because I don't want to spoil what that one's going to be, what that story is going to entail. I don't really want to spoil that at all. Um, there's sort of it's the items need a lot of work to work in the OpenGL engine. While sort of a lot of the assets let's lean on the so a lot of times the vendors will optimize these for either the three to light or sort of newer assets. They tend to optimize them only for iRay. There's a degree to which they'll still work in the other, if you use the other render engines. But with these particular items, they won't work in OpenGL. I want to cut it here and use the desk as a wide. I'm going to lose that hand unless I bring you. Okay. So I've got to basically do like a lot of work on a panel by panel basis. And it's like I have this weird feeling that, what did I just do? There, size. That it's going to drive me nuts, and I'm going to kind of curtail it as much as possible, even though it would be really worth it not to. Let's see. You know what? I'm gonna see how this is gonna look like that. Yes. Okay. Merge down. Edit cut. Select none. Edit. Paste as. I think I'm gonna show you what I was talking about earlier. It's starting to feel like this. The conversation here is dying already. It's like, oh my god. But sort of rotate this a little. Okay, so this doesn't have to be perfect. You know what? I'm gonna take Alex out of the scene because he's just gonna be in the way. Let's grab all these. Go currently used. Oh, let's go the other way. And actually, I probably shouldn't get too caught up in trying to pose him now until I have the desk where I want it. So what I'm going to do is let's collapse all. I'm going to come into, let's see, David's house. Furniture, the boys' room, and the desk we're going to unparent. And then I'm going to go File, Send to Hexagon. And it's going to open Hexagon in a minute or so here. There we go. Okay, so we'll go off. Oh my god. And it's loading basically everything that I had parented to. Oh my god. So what I'm going to do is just delete everything that does not pertain to the desk. I'm going to select the desk. Okay, I think this will work. I'm going to go select faces. Let's grab a face there, and then I'm going to select, and then the plus symbol, which should eventually grab everything that's attached to that one piece. Then I'm going to go Control C to copy it, and Control V, and it'll create a new piece. See, if I take that off, I still got the desk. Let's grab the desk again. Grab this one. Control CV. Grab the desk. So basically, I'm going to do this to the whole thing. Let's take this one. Control CV. And if I hold Shift to select more and then right click, I can use the lasso tool to grab the handle. Because this door with the handle is going to be one piece. I'm not going to make the door and handle separate pieces. So we go Control CV. So if I take the desk off, there's the door with the handle. One piece instead of two. So then I want this one. Shift plus Control CV. Okay, so then I want this one. Desk. So what I'm going to do is this top piece I'm going to leave as one piece. I'm not going to break this up. So let's lasso, and then I've got to grab from each of these, and then Control CV. So take the desk off, and see I got the top piece right there. CV. CV. I'm going to end up doing the same with this bottom piece. Where's the desk? Okay. Is there a back piece I've got to... Nope, okay. And now that should be the complete desk in pieces. If I turn off the desk... Okay, so there's nothing missing. And I should name all these, but... Actually, before I do that, let's go back onto perspective. Okay, so see, that's what I did with the bed. I did the same thing with the bed. So let's rename these just so I don't get them confused. So bed rail 1. And bed rail 2. So now what I'm going to do is select the first one. We'll go shift and select the last one. And that'll select everything in between. And I'm going to go File, oops, and send it to Daz Studios. And that brings all of these in. Let's grab the desk. So now if I turn the desk off, I've got all the pieces, but the textures are going to be odd. So I'm going to copy and then grab all of these. Just select them all and go Control Paste. Because it messes up the texture. It doesn't keep the textures properly the right way when they go back and forth. So now what we got to do is kind of play Jenga. So grab this one. Let's put it on you. Spin it that way. You know what? She's going to be in the way too. Let's get her out of the way. Nope, it was that one. So now basically we just do this. This z-axis. So I think the door is going to go inward. And then this one. So this is just a matter of lining up the pieces. Oops. Actually, I'm going to drop this one a bit. Close this for a minute. So what I'm going to do is, let's see. Actually, I was going to parent these to make it easier, but I don't think... Let me see. Okay, hold on. That's 21, and this is 20. So I'm going to parent 21 to 20. So that way it will. This one's got to go lower, doesn't it? Yeah, see, so now it's just a matter of just kind of breaking this to make it look. I might go a little more extreme than what I was thinking. Don't worry about these because you know what I should have? I should have parented the books and all this stuff. Yeah, so now it's just tedious work getting it all to line up. And I might actually do that one up. And then what I want to do is let's topple the speakers. Up and this way. So now I can kind of better position Simon. Actually, let's move this over just a little. But yeah, this is this is how we basically break everything. Um, Side to side, maybe a twist. Favorites. It's gonna be this way. There's a wide shot. And then basically collapse all. So then from here, I'll do this in layers. So I'll park Simon into a folder, get rid of him. Um, how do I want to do this? Let's grab these and actually I got to do the chairs as separate. So um, PC, the notebooks, and the chair. And let's group. We'll just create a group. I don't need a name. And that can go away. Okay, so now we're going to do this in layers. So this can be 268A. And we'll render that. Wait for that. And this shouldn't take long. I'm just going to slide this out of the way. And here's our picture. So that's layer A. Let's go to group. Actually, hold on. Let's turn. Shoot. Let's put you in. Let's put you back into the in there. Because what I'm going to do is turn off the house. And then we come into group. And I think everything except the chair on parent. That's going to be layer B, and we'll render that. And while I wait for that, I might as well open layer A, even though there's nothing I'm going to be doing with it. So let's save that one. We'll put that back into the group. Since I've got the group open, I might as well do the chair first. C. These are fast. D. Chair back into the group. And then where did I put Simon? Under the clothes. There he is. Unparent Simon. And render Simon. It always feels like these render slower when I'm waiting for them. It's like, it seems like when I go to work on the panel while the text bubble while waiting for a picture, it always seems like it comes faster. So now we're going to go File, Open as Layers, and I'm going to select all three. And there's my layers. So what I'm going to do is take the desk, and we will go Filter, Blur, Zoom Motion. Oh, I get preview. I'm like, why am I not seeing that? Sheesh. 05? Okay, good. I want it blurred, but not too blurry that you can't see it. So then I'm going to take Simon, and we're going to go with him. We're going to go Filter, Blur, and this is going to be linear motion. Direct it downward, and I think we're going to cut it to 5. Yeah. So he's blurred, but not that blurred. And then the chair is where it needs to be, so I'm going to go File, Export as, and export. See, so that was something worth showing you guys. How we go dismantling a prop so that I can break it. Let's see. So we go open as layers, and we're going to find 268. We're going to go scale layer 34. Yeah. And then I got to get the edge of this box. Yeah. Cut. Select none. So I think this idea will give me the next 2 pages I need. invert, and this will be a good kind of last breakage scene. Oh shoot, what am I doing? You guys. Okay, I forgot to do everything here. So, okay, let's pay attention to what I'm actually doing. Select, invert, shrink, and invert, edit, cut, none. There, we got that right. Yeah, Simon deleted the. You know what? I'm gonna actually cross this over so that it kind of signifies that it's blurring into the next scene. Save, let's go image, flatten, and file, export. And because of that layering, it's going to default to PNG, but we want JPEG, so we're going to just click on that and change the number to 20. And export. That should give me page 20. Simon, you're a genius. You're just now realizing that? She's funny. You could learn from her sense of humor. Stop stalling and get the remote. It's over there on that bed. Simon, don't lean on the crash. But that's page 20. At least that was better than what I've been trying to record and deleting. And I appreciate you tuning in. And again, I'm sitting here, I've got a Discord server open. The invite link is on my Patreon page, although you might have to kind of scroll down the posts to find it. But, by all means, hit me up on there. Questions, comments, you want to chat. um, what do we want to add? If I might not get back right away. It might not seem like it might feel like I'm kind of blowing you off. Don't feel that way. I like to chat, but I do have it open while I'm working on this, so it might not be instantaneous, but I do want. It's like I do enjoy the chat, so don't get discouraged if I don't answer right away and whatever. But anyway, I will cut this short because now I'm babbling.